the moment you have your eyes open, and then some of us are working with half open eyes. We have tasted some goodness, but we have not tasted full goodness. So I want you to also think and say, you know what? From blindness, I walked out of blindness, and now I got to, I think in the Bible, that is when they talk about Haran. They were supposed to go to Canaan, but they got to Haran, and it seemed like a business area. Everything was thriving and flourishing, and they said, this is our promised land. We are not going anywhere. So they camped there for the longest time. For those that are Bible readers, those are the Israelites. You know? So they are coming from, and this is what I'm getting, what I'm saying, is that what got you out, okay, and what has carried you through the wilderness is not going to cross you into the promised land. I don't know if you got that. We all have promised lands that we are going to. So what got you out of slavery and got you into the wilderness is not the same thing that is going to carry you through the wilderness into the promised land. So that means that at every level, those are 3 levels. At every level, there is a level of open eyes that you need to be able to get out. So for you to touch a certain life and say, you know what, yes, this is not it, I have not arrived, but I am where, at least I'm on the right trajectory of my life, that means that you will have opened your eyes step by step, because one thing leads to another. Have you ever had aha moments in your life? You're like, this business could make this much money. It's just the season. If this business can make this much money this month, why isn't it that I can't make it next month? So you devise ways of making that money, because the bigger you get, the more uncomfortable you become. The bigger you get, the more insecure you become. The bigger you get, even your spending becomes too much. The one who was buying a dress of 30,000, right now you can literally buy a suit of 500,000. People are putting on suits of 1 million shillings in Kampala here. I know in your heart you're saying, Abu, because let me tell you, people are doing that. And I'm not saying go and do that. I wouldn't do that, because my money has better use for charity, for functions like this and everything. But there is a level that you get to now, you look at a cloth and you're like, no, this time I'm not going to go to Bend in order to pick a cloth. This time I am going to go and look up and ask how much are those. Okay? And then I will say, maybe in a month, I want 2 or 1, and then I can be able to buy 1 good cloth instead. How many of you have gone to downtown and you have picked like 100 pieces that you have not put on? I used to be guilty of that all the time. You would even keep things that you don't need. But the moment you get to know value, my friend, you will attach so much value to yourself, and you will keep opening your eyes. Your income will keep growing. Your marriage will get better. Your children will get better. Your ministry will get better. As in, everything that you touch with your hands will get better. Why? Because you are a visionary. Because you live with a vision, and because you walk with open eyes and not closed eyes. Okay? So, I don't want you to wait for anyone. No one is going to redeem you, but I want us to be in the business of redeeming ourselves every time, wherever we get. Okay, so we have, I want to give first opportunity to people here on the floor. If you have a question, I want us to go through those very quickly before I turn to the papers. Okay, are we good? All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach Bahati. Like Madame Joyce said, there are times you have to speak. My name is Ichogot Amy Amina. I'm a lawyer by profession. I work with KCB Bank. I just want to appreciate Madame Joyce Nalunga, the Honorable, for coming and sharing with us.
Yeah.
I met Madame Joyce in 2012 when I was still a student at the law school, and I was working on a certain project where I was working as a paralegal. And I think I handled some cases where she was the lawyer. But I noticed she looks way younger than 10 years ago when I met her. And yes, and I'm very inspired by what she has shared. And also, I'm very inspired by her humility. In the legal fraternity, the post that Madame Joyce holds, she's an honorable member of a tribunal. They're like judges. For us, you don't just approach judges. Judges don't just go anywhere. Police had to come here, scan this place. Like, there's a certain level. But I really appreciate the fact that she came to share with us. And I've been amazed that she just shared her number. You people in the legal fraternity, I don't know if you met lawyers, eh? They are proud. Now, a judge, you can't just get their number. You will have to go through so many, spheres to get their number. So I'm really amazed, and I thank you so much for bringing us such people that are being able to share with us and enabling us to grow. Mine is really a thank you. Thank you so much.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. That says a lot, and it means a lot. We don't just have to ask questions, but a thank you goes a long, long, long way.
My name is Ovia. I'm a student at Macquarie University as well as a business lady. I deal in furniture.
The closet lady.
Yes. So my question is, I have a friend who approached me and they gave me this question, but I failed to figure out the answer. And I hope this is a right platform to get their answer. She had a vision of finishing school. Before finishing school, she can get herself land. But apparently, okay, she has gotten money, but the money she has 1 million. But it cannot buy land around. But she really wants to buy land. And still on that 1 million, she's seeing her rent after campus because she's finishing. Her rent and maybe the things she would need after campus. But she's just there figuring out what to do. What can I tell them? Thank you.
So there's a young girl at campus. Like how old? 22. 22. She wants to buy land. Why are you laughing? Why? It's possible she has a reason as to why she actually wants to buy land. But actually, myself, I am more concerned about the reason why she wants to buy the land than concerning myself with whether she will be able to buy the land or not. Because when someone is 22 and they've been able to keep their car money to a tune of million shillings, they did not keep it because they were so willing and life was simple. They kept it because of fear. So they are functioning out of fear, and chances are they are coming from a certain trauma from childhood. They are running away from something. They have come to a place where they think, I don't think I belong anywhere. The sooner I can be able to establish myself, the better, so that I don't have to beg from anyone. I don't have to depend on anyone. I just have to run my life. It's because she's not here, but if I ask her questions, she's doing it out of fear. So I would want to first, I don't know if you can ever find time to bring her here, but I would want to deal with the root cause of this issue, okay, before we even talk about a land of 1 million shillings. And then to talk about life after campus, because she will need rent, she will need to, to eat, she will need to clearly go on. You will find that she has been fasting for a full month just to keep money, okay? Or she's not been having lunch just to make sure that she keeps money. The idea is good in itself. It's functional out of fear, yes, but the idea itself is good, that a girl of 22 will want to actually buy land. But I will tell you that if she wants to buy it in Kampala, that land does not exist. Okay? That means she has to either go back to her village where she comes from, and you'll find that the reason as to why she's not even thinking about her village is because she's running away from that village. Maybe that's the reason as to why she's even taking off in the opposite direction. And then she has life after campus. So your friend has to take issues one after the other, not to handle issues all at the same time. Because she will break, she'll be disappointed, and she will be disappointed not in anyone but herself. And that's the worst place to be when you're disappointed in yourself. Why? Because self-disappointment is the worst form of disappointment. Because you would rather have another person to point at and say, he's the one that failed me. That sounds so simple. So, Let your friend handle issues one after another and not blanket hold them all together. So if she has life after campus, let her find out what kind of room does she want to stay in? What kind of job is she going to look for? Where is she going to stay? Okay? Well, how long can that money even sustain her? 1,000,000 shillings in this economy? If you're renting a hostel is how much? Quickly, those that know a hostel, how much it? Sorry? A semester? 1,000,000 plus. Okay, let's just leave the semester. No, let's leave hostels because some of us could not afford a hostel. I was also in a room somewhere, very tiny. But even when you go to that room, you have utilities, you have power, you have water, you have one car room with one car bulb in the middle, and you are paying like even if it's 100K or 200K. Okay? Because residence around campus is very expensive. So that means that money, if she decided to pay rent in a small house like that, she will have to, what? That is like what? A semester. And it is done. So if she's in the work arena, that is still equals to 5 months. And the rent is done. Minus eating, minus anything. So let your friend breathe. Okay? Sometimes we function without breathing and without thinking because we are scared of certain things. We are working because we are running away from trauma. Let her calm down. Let her breathe. That money is not screaming and that money is not itching. Let her continue keeping it. And let her continue her normal life. Clearly, you can never fail to get used for money. That money will be used, whether for her rent, whether for her feeding or for something. But most of all, I think she needs to be attached to a coach or a mentor. Okay? So I have someone who is going to give pro bono services here. So if your friend is interested in speaking to someone, because then we need to lay out clear pathways of how they can continue, okay? And how they can thrive. They have a very good idea. They want to establish themselves. Wrong timing, I will say. Wrong economic situations, I will say. But they have a very good idea, but they need someone to be able to walk step by step with them, to be able to understand where they're coming from, where they are, and where they want to go. All right?